Welcome to hashtag Mom Squad. Diagnosis, Mom Polar. If you've missed last week's episode, please don't forget to check it out and make sure and like and subscribe.
I'm Tabitha.
I'm Kendra.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Candace.
And I am Carrie, and I will be your moderator today. So tonight we are talking about our own moms and the relationships that we have with our own mothers. I want to start with Kendra, and I want to know, tell me about your mom. I want to know about her.
She is an older mom. She had me when she was about 32, and she's Puerto Rican, so she's very strict. And we basically had a strict household. It was me and my brother and my dad, my mom.
Tabitha, tell us about your mom.
So my mom is a little crazy. She's the short, loud is how I always describe her. She's not your typical mom. She's her. And over the years, me being an adult, I've grown to love and kind of embrace that what is Francis. And so.
And so for our viewers, we're sisters. So we have the same
What?
mom. Yeah.
Sisters?
Surprise. So we have the same mom. That's kind of how it works. And so our mom is, she was a younger mom. She was 21, I think, when she had you. And then there's 2 years and then 3 years between us. And so she was she's a pastor's wife, but she was also a pastor's daughter. So she was, I don't think she was strict, but I feel like she...
And I think, as far as being strict goes, I think she knew what it was like to live in the pastor's home.
Yeah.
I think she knew the eyes that were on you, and so I think she was actually very lenient with us.
Yeah, that's our mom, Kelly. But what I think we really want to talk about today is more of your relationship with your mom when you were younger, and the relationship that as an adult, as moms yourselves, what the kind of the dynamic, the difference between those two. And I know, Tabitha, you have a very different relationship with your mom now than when you did at a much younger age.
Right. So before my mom has stages, I think there's how it would be explained. I can remember being very young and my mom working and being a productive person, and then as years went along, she kind of went off into a different path, and so we never really had that emotional connection to where I'm able to just come to her and talk to her. And she was never that mom that I'd look at other moms and be like, oh wow, that's a mom, she does all these things for her kids and she talks to her kids. And she wasn't like that. She was very much kind of her own person. In the last few years, it's funny because my stepdad would always say, break your walls down. Break your walls down. He's like, that's your mom. That's the only mom you're ever going to have. And so over the years, we've both kind of pioneered our way into form some kind of relationship so that we're not so both lost with each other when we talk to each other. She used to describe me, when she would introduce me, oh, this is Tabitha. She's a good girl. She doesn't do anything. It was a bad thing. And then now she's more proud was what she actually uses those words now, which for me, for her to say she's proud of me is a big thing for me. So I was sick a few years ago and in the hospital for a while, and I think that's what kind of brought us closer together more than anything, because she stepped up and played mom and played grandma and played a role that I honestly didn't think I would ever have, because she was nurturing and caring and constantly wanting to fulfill any kind of need or want that I needed at the time, because she wanted to make sure I was okay. And so she's much better as a grandmother. She loves she loves her grandkids. She loves me. We just don't express it. And I think a lot of that comes from past, how she was raised and not having that emotional connection with family. But yeah, now she's, she comes around and we have monthly dinners together, and We have our special place that we go eat and talk, and she makes me laugh. And if my kids are sick or anything, I can always count on her to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And I also can count on her to clean my house. I'm like, Mom, the kid, this kid's sick. Oh, I'll be over there. And I know, like, when I come home, she might have redecorated, which will annoy me, but the house will be immaculately clean. And so it's still a work in progress.
Yeah.
Me and my mom. So
Yeah. Well,
I enjoy it.
I think that's great that, as a young kid, like, you could say, like, you did not have a great relationship with your mom, and, like, knowing you and your story and stuff like that, like, there was a time in your life where there was almost not a relationship there, and you have chosen to, like your stepdad has told you, break down those walls and build that relationship, and so it's very different, now that you're older. What about you, Kendra?
My mom was great growing up, but she expected a lot from us. I mean, just daily, we learned how to cook at a young age. We had chores we did. She wanted us to be prepared in life because she wasn't prepared in life when she was younger. Her mom did everything for her, so she said she's not going to do that for her kids. So we did everything in the house. So, I mean, she's very strict, like I said. I mean, being Puerto Rican, and she's proud of it, and she made sure that we knew how to cook and clean and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
It
What about
helps me?
Yeah.
Because my mom used to do everything for me, like cook and clean, and just not emotional stuff. And I make my kids do all of our chores. So if they turn out like you,
You're great. Yeah.
But what about the relationship that you have now with her?
I talk to her weekly. I mean, I love her. I don't call her daily. She is getting older and her health's not that great, so I don't like to bother her or put extra pressure on her that she doesn't need to know, or so I mean, I love her.
I think for me, I feel like our relationships have been very different for each one of us, and I know for me personally, I'm the middle child and my mom is a middle child, and so she and I connected on that part, and so I feel like my sisters will probably say that my mom favors me, and I don't see it, I don't believe it, but I can see why they would say that, because we relate to a lot of things, a lot of the middle child syndrome aspect of things, and so I felt like she was always more nurturing to me at a younger age because she knew what I was going through, and even as a teenager and stuff, I was the good girl, the one that did everything she was supposed to do and respectful, and but as an adult, I think more when I became an adult, I lost my identity, and so we had a really hard time, I think, for me as an adult relating to my mom, because I feel like I was kind of going through this crisis, and I didn't want to let her down.
Right.
And so I felt like our relationship, I don't want to say it was strained at all, but I feel like I couldn't talk to my mom the way that I should have been able to. But now, now that I've gone through what I've been through in my life, I feel like we're in a much better place. Like, I don't have secrets. I don't have things that I'm hiding, and so I feel like she and I can get back to that relationship that we had, and for me, like, it was just I know that my mom has always loved me, and no matter what I've done in the past, she has always been supportive and will drop everything if I need help, and so I know that I have that in my mom, and I think it doesn't matter what happens in life, I know she'll always be there. What about you, Candace?
I mean, I say my relationship with mom is pretty much the same from childhood to adulthood. We've never been super close by any means. I was definitely a very hard child. So my mom was very, very strict with me. It which I, as an adult, I can appreciate because I would be a totally different person had my mom not been so hard on me as a child. I had a very bad attitude, but she knocked it out of me pretty quickly. But I think she respects me as who I am. I'm not a touchy-feely person. I'm not a lovey-dovey person. So I mean, never got like hugs all the time at home, really from mom or dad. But that's just not who I am either. So I think they, she respects that aspect of me, and but I've always felt loved. She is always there for me. Anything I need, even sometimes when I don't think I need it. It's amazing how like she has that mom intuition, like where I'm really, really struggling, and she just like knows like, hey, you need this, you need to talk, like she just automatically knows it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of been our relationship. But it's definitely the same nothing's really changed from childhood to adulthood, really.
Yeah. What about you, Caitlin?
I don't know about it. Just kidding. Growing up, the youngest, I think I got mothered more than the rest of you did for longer. I think my mom was able to let go of you and be a teenager for a little bit, and she was able to let go of you, and it was really difficult for her to let go of me and mothering me and being my mother. I think it's still difficult for her to do that. That being said, as a teenager, I was not an easy kid. I rebelled. Being the pastor's daughter, I felt like there was this certain standard that I had to keep by the world's standards of being a pastor's daughter, and I wanted to make the world happy. And I felt like you two really always did what you were told, and you guys did the right things, and you guys made the right choices, and I didn't want to be held to your standards. I wanted to be my own person. And so as a teenager and a preteen, I was difficult. We had a lot of fights. I did a lot of lying. And even my kids sometimes, they'll tell me things, and I'll be like, that was a stupid lie. If you were going to say something, say this. And I'll, make up some story, and they're like, wow, that was really good. I've been doing it a long time, guys. So I've had my fair share of fights with her, a lot of fights. But being a mom, becoming a mom, and for a long time, I think it was even more, not even just becoming a mom, but for a long time my husband traveled, and he would be out of town for at least 3 weeks, sometimes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it's the longest we ever went without seeing each other, and he would be totally gone, and it was up to me to be the mom, the dad, the everything, good cop, bad cop, everything. And so my mom really stepped up and helped me, and I would not be able to be where I'm at today. I would not be able to, my kids wouldn't be able to have what they have today without her help and her, she's constantly willing to be there, and as I've grown up, my relationship with her right now is wonderful, and we are able to talk about anything, and I don't lie anymore. There's even been times that she will ask me a question, and I'm like, I don't want my mom to know this, but then there's this voice inside me that's just tell. It's so stupid to lie. It's so pointless to have these secrets from your mom. What is she gonna do? Ground you?
Well, and I think for us, we never wanted to disappoint mom.
No.
And so it's even as adults, we get to make our own decisions, but
it's always in the back of your head.
Yeah,
right? Are they gonna be not just mom, but even dad too? Are they gonna be disappointed?
Yeah.
So meeting your mom, or y'all's mom, and seeing how she is kind of with all three of you, you can tell there is a different relationship, but you can also tell just how much she loves and just is so proud of the three of you and how you guys are growing into women and stuff like that. So it's really sweet to see. And I love your mom. She's awesome.
Well, and I think, for us, it's not it doesn't happen very often that you have 3 siblings who live, 15, 20 minutes tops apart, and your mother's still there, and so it's just, we have a very, very close relationship with our mom, and our mom has always been very present, and she's, again, been very supportive of us, and she does, and I know that she loves us, you know, and she loves us the same amount, but she loves us for different reasons. But I mean, I know we were talking about, we've all been fortunate to have our moms and have, maybe like for you it wasn't as present as always.
And just so I'm clear, because I know she'll watch this and be like, oh my God, what about this? My mom has never, I mean, her and my relationship aren't that, we're rocky. We have a rocky relationship, a lot of things that, I hold inside. But I can say that at the end of the day, if anything ever was to happen, she's right there with me. Like when I told her I was pregnant at a very, very young age, I thought her reaction would be a lot different. And instead, she did all she could to make sure me and the baby were okay. Me and Ken's were okay. And that was putting me in an apartment close to their house so that I would be there, or she could be there whenever she needed. So she's still a great mom. We just have like an emotional detachment. That's it.
Well, I mean, and so we've all been fortunate to have a mother figure in our life.
Yes.
Whether it's always, and I think for each one of us, we could probably sit here and say that we've had a strained relationship with our mom at one point in our life, and so, but there are some people that don't have that relationship. Their relationship with their mom is completely severed, or unfortunately, that their mom has passed away, and they don't have that relationship. And I think it's important to have a mom figure in your life, to find that person that you look up to and can go to for advice and stuff. For me, I know when I'm sick or when I'm at my worst and I just need advice, that's the person I go to. That's the person that I want by my side. And it's so important to be, we talk about wanting to be the best us, and it's so important to have that figure in your life to be able to help you be the best you. And whether that's your real mom, whether that's an aunt or a grandma or a family friend or just an older, wiser woman in your life that has is just full of wisdom and guidance, and that whatever happens, they're going to be there for you.
So I have a really good friend who I kind of like wanted to emulate her mom and daughter relationship. And she's passed away now, or the mother's passed away just recently. But just that is that's kind of what I had came to her for advice. I'm like, I watched how their relationship was. I was like, that's what I want.
Yeah, and it makes you a better mom.
Yeah, it does. It makes you a better mom. It makes you a better person.
So that's about our time for today.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you guys opening up and talking about your relationships with your moms. We just want to thank you guys for watching #MomSquad Diagnosis Mompolar. We would love to answer any questions, so please comment with questions or just comments, whatever.
Comments about your mom.
Yeah, we'd love to hear about your moms and the people in your life that represent your mom. So please, please, please comment below and like and subscribe. And we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.